If you have ever traveled in a bus, how much cash would you be carrying? A few hundreds or thousands maybe. But here is a story where crores of rupees was being transported in a private bus from Bengaluru. Nobody had a clue until the police found it at a checkpost. But what would you expect the police to do with the money? Return it to the owner or loot it? Well, here is a story of law protectors turning lawbreakers. Take a look.
Bengaluru is a cosmopolitan city. The place has attracted people from various parts of the country. Students, professionals, businessmen and housewives leave their hometowns to earn a livelihood in Nammas city. If you want to know about the inflow of people from outside the state, you might have to visit bus stands and railway stations during a long weekend. People gather in large numbers every day to travel to their native places, especially during the holiday season. The state government and private travel agents deploy hundreds of buses to ferry passengers from one city to another. The mad rush to get into those buses affects commuters who travel on those roads en route to the bus stand. You might be wondering why we are talking about buses and passengers who travel in and out of the city. Well, our story today is about one such bus that was traveling from Bengaluru to Calicut and what happened to its passengers and the goods in it. January 3rd, 2014, Kalasapalya, Bengaluru. This incident took place just 3 days into this year, and it all began in Kalasapalya. It was a busy Friday evening. There were hundreds of buses and thousands of passengers waiting to head out of the city. One such bus belonged to Kalpaka Travels. This bus was to travel to Calicut. The bus driver and conductor were waiting for passengers to arrive, and by 10:45 p.m. the bus was full. There were 46 passengers, all on their way to Calicut. The bus left Kalasapalya on time, and the driver took the usual Mysore road route to Calicut. The bus then crossed Ramanagara, Mandya, Srirangapatna and reached Ilavala. It was stopped by a group of men at the Ilavala checkpost. The driver and the conductor were surprised as they were never stopped by the police or anybody on this particular route. Six men had stopped the bus, got into it and started to look for something. The driver, conductor and passengers inside the bus were all worried and even assumed that their bus was hijacked. Soon, the men asked all the passengers to get down from the bus and started looking under the seats. Later, those six men asked the driver to open the storage area where the passengers had stored their luggage. Here too, they could not find anything. One of the men then opened the toolbox of the bus. He found what everyone was looking for. The contents inside the toolbox of the bus had shocked everyone. Wondering what it was, cash worth lakhs found inside a toolbox. Yes, the six men had found a wooden box with huge cash that was stored in the toolbox attached to the bus. The police claimed that there was 20 lakh rupees inside the wooden box. The passengers were surprised that they were travelling in a bus that had so much cash. The men inquired with the driver and the passengers about the cash, and nobody had a clue. The passengers realized that the 6 men who stopped the bus were policemen in plain clothes. The Ilavala region falls under the Mysore Rural Police jurisdiction, and the policemen asked the driver to take the bus to the police station. The police assumed that it could be Hawala money that was being illegally transported from Bengaluru to Kerala. The police took custody of the driver and asked the other passengers to make alternate arrangements to travel to their destination. The police carried the wooden box to the police station and filed a complaint. They interrogated the bus driver for almost 2 hours, but he had no clue about the money hidden in the wooden box. The 6 people who had raided the bus knew that they had a case on their hands and were proud of their achievement. The 6 people were Sub-Inspector Jagdish, Head Constable Satish, Constables Ashok, Latif, Ravi and Manohar. They all belonged to the SP squad and worked under the leadership of DYSP Sri Hari. Sub-Inspector Jagdish then called up his senior SP Abhinav Kare and informed him about the raid. It was around 3:30 in the morning. He told him that they were on a random check and were surprised to find the cash. SP Abhinav Kare suspected something. He was curious, as his juniors had to inform him before they went on such raids. As the raid was conducted by 6 policemen, he did not pursue the matter further. The following day was as usual at the police station, and the driver kept pleading with the police officials to let him off. That never happened. 3 days after the incident, the story took a drastic turn. Businessmen from Kerala owned the money. 4 to 5 men from Kerala arrived at the SP's office. They claimed that the money seized by the police belonged to them and wanted it to be returned to them. SP Abhinav Kare was surprised. The businessmen revealed information that took the SP by surprise. Businessmen claimed the box had 2.28 crore rupees. Yes, the businessmen who had come to collect their cash claimed that it was their money. They told the SP that the wooden box had a total of 2.28 crore rupees. They said that they were into the gold business and usually transported huge amounts of cash through buses. The men claimed that they had never lost money while transporting money through buses, and this was the first such incident. SP Abhinav Kare was surprised at the men's claims. He summoned Station Inspector Sadananda Tippanna and asked him to bring the driver to his office. The driver and the inspector claimed that 20 lakh rupees was all the money that they had found during the raid. The businessmen were not willing to accept the driver's theory and stressed that they had put 2 crore 28 lakh rupees in the wooden box and wanted the SP to conduct an investigation. The businessmen accused the police of having looted close to 2 crore rupees in cash. SP Abhinav Kare told the businessmen that he could help them only if they were able to prove that the wooden box had so much cash. He wanted them to show the source of the money. He asked them to return with documents that could prove it was their money and how they had earned it. The businessmen had no proof for them and left the police station, but their claims had raised doubts in the minds of the SP. Businessman gives proof to crores earned. A month after the incident, a businessman from Kerala called up Abhinav Kare. He stated that he was Sunni Ulauddin, a business magnate with offices across Dubai and the Gulf. Sunni told the SP that he was a resident of Calicut and was into gold business for years. According to him, he had purchased gold worth crores on the 1st of January and had handed it over to his manager Moinuddin to sell in the market. Moinuddin had come to Bengaluru and sold the gold to his regular customers on Avenue Road. The buyers were owners of huge jewelry showrooms who knew Moinuddin and his business. Suniuddin claimed that Moinuddin had earned about 2 crore and 28 lakh rupees by selling the gold and was transporting the cash through the bus that was raided by the police. Suni claimed that Moinuddin was also travelling in the same bus on that day. According to him, nobody apart from the driver and his manager knew that cash was being transported on that particular night. The businessman from Kerala claimed that the police had seized a wooden box from the toolbox but had taken a lot of time to reach the police station. According to him, the raid happened around 1:30 a.m. in the morning, but the cops reached the Ilavala station only around 3:30 p.m. The SP, who was listening to the businessman, realized that it was at the same time that he had received a call from his sub-inspector on that intervening night. He knew that there was something fishy about the case. After calling the SP, the businessman called up the Home Minister of Kerala and sought his help. The Kerala Home Minister called up Karnataka Home Minister KJ George and asked him to look into the matter. KJ George immediately called up the SP and asked him to find out what had happened to the cash. SP Abhinav Khare now had to interrogate his own men to find out what happened to the 2 crore rupees cash.